There is something I've been slacking a lot with on my main account in old school RuneScape. I can kill thousands of monsters for hundreds of hours, but when it comes to getting a fighter torso for a master clue or maybe completing an achievement diary, I just can't seem to get it done. So today we are dedicating this video to taking off all the remaining essentials any dream account needs in old school RuneScape, so I never have to see any comments like these anymore. Now I have a rule on this account, which is to not complete the sheep shearer quest until I hit 100k subscribers. But I think the best way to start this video off is completing all the other quests that I'm not completed yet. And here they are. These are all the quests I'm missing, so let's go ahead and start with Mistelin's Mystery. Yo, Mandy, there's a Bandos Gold Sword behind you. Pick it up. Give me it. Trade me it, please. Thank you. Sadly, no Bandos Gold Sword for me, but at least the first quest of the video completed. It took roughly 3 minutes to complete, so yeah, not too bad. Another quest completed at first light, but all the quests that I have left to do is pretty easy to do, so let's just speedrun through them. Oh my god. The Forgettable Tale was a bit of a longer quest than I thought it was. Look at this. Oh my god. 9 puzzles. And there's parts where I have to wait for 20 minutes. But it didn't take too long. Forgettable Tale completed. Oh my god. What is that? Getting ahead completed at least. You know, as we're kicking this alpha wolf for a quest, this is exactly why I'm doing it. Look at this comment. I love the YouTube videos because you'll have Quiver, Infernal, and Max gear, and then randomly complete getting ahead 5 years after release. The point is, after this video, I never want to see any comments like that again. Meet and greet completed. Let's speed through the last ones. But here we go, the final quest, A Night at the Theater, completed, and we now have 169 out of 170 quests completed, and of course we still missed the hardest one, Sheep Shearer, but everything else is completed. Now when it comes to the mini quests, I have a bit of a trick. Look at this. And just like that, they're all completed. While I was questing, I naturally unlocked some of the missing soundtracks I don't have unlocked yet. And the next thing up is to collect all the missing soundtracks to get the music skill cape, which has infinite teleports to follow the bard, which is extremely useful when doing master clues. I'm actually not missing that many soundtracks, only 27, and I think the first one is, if I go down here, I should unlock one of them, yes, Alternative Route. I do have some soundtracks I unlocked here in the Barbarian Assault because I've never really done this minigame on this account, and I am definitely coming back here later for another item I think most of you already know. I have never been to the Mage Arena, so I have one soundtrack for every single room that I can just quickly unlock. Look at this, 4 different soundtracks. And the same thing goes for the Sorcerer's Garden. I've never done this, and there's 5 soundtracks we just get for free entering every single room here. We're down to only the last 5 tracks left, and actually 4 of these is just from the Easter event, which we can't complete for another 9 months. But they're actually not required for the music cape, only to have it trimmed. And the only track we need to complete for the cape is Race Against the Clock, which requires 750 Baronite shards, which should take only a couple of minutes. And this should be it. Let's enter the vault door, and that is the last soundtrack. Let's see if there's a pop-up or anything. Does not seem like it, but we should be able to claim the music cape now. That is the music cape. We could actually obtain it even without these tracks, and it looks pretty good actually. It's one of the better looking capes in my opinion. And the teleport lands you right here at Follow the Bard, so this is super useful once again for master clues. Now for the next step, I need to complete a bunch of achievement diaries, and that's going to require me to get deep into some skilling grinds, as I need to get all of these levels all the way up there, for a grand total of 42 levels. Leveling up these skills is going to take up a majority of these 2 weeks that I have, but for how beneficial it's going to be for my account long term, it's definitely worth it. Wait, what is that in the water? Is that the Apex streamer from Apex Gaming PCs? How convenient, as they are today's video sponsor. Apex and I have once again teamed up to bring you high quality gaming PCs with a vast variety of price ranges from low end to high end builds, all with excellent reviews. Some of my personal favorites would be the Apex Extreme if you're looking for a solid higher end PC. However, if you're mostly looking for a PC to run old school RuneScape, you would probably be just fine with something like Apex Gold, which is more of an entry level build. If you don't want to pay for the entire PC up front, they also do offer financing options to pay for your PC over the course of up to 36 months. Apex have 24/7 customer service, ship worldwide, and include a 1-year standard part replacement warranty with every purchase. So go ahead and click my link in the description or pinned comment and use code ALONE at checkout for 3% off all Apex Gaming PCs. Thank you so much to Apex for sponsoring this video. To begin the skilling grind, we're going to be doing 91 fishing on Barbarian Fishing, and the reason why we're picking this one is because it also gives some small amount of agility experience. And as we need to level from 83 to 85 agility, this should give me some free experience that I don't have to get on normal agility courses. Way too much fishing later, and we are finally about to be done with 91 fishing. Honestly, it's kind of nice because it's so AFK, and that is 91 fishing. I did also do farm runs as much as I could, and we are up to 85 farming already, so only 3 more farming levels to go. Additionally, when we were doing the fishing, I also had a purchase offer in at the GE for 229,000 adamant darts, which is everything we needed to be able to get 90 fletching. So let's go ahead and finish off the agility and see how much fletching we can get done in the same time. So we managed to make 83,000 adamant darts in the time it took me to get my last agility level of 85, which now also puts us at 85 fletching. Now for the herb lore leveling, this is going to be ridiculously fast, and it's not too expensive. It's 14.7 million for the levels that we need. I'm going to be making 2,600 surge potions. They're pretty good experience, and in the future I am going to need surge potions anyways for combat, as they restore special attack energy and are untradeable. So you kind of have to make them yourself if you want to use them for future PVMing, so it's really no downside to this. First level coming in, 84 herb lore achieved. And just a couple of more potions here, one more 42 experience, so there we go. 85 herb lore has been achieved. And we have got 2,607 surge potions, which we are now going to decant into 3 dose, so I'll be able to use 1,955 surge potions for any PVMing. Next up, we're going to get 91 thieving from 88, and I've stacked up with the most insane prayer bonus I could get, 52, which allows me to have melee prayer on for 13 minutes pretty much, and we're going to be doing rogues chests, which is very deep into the wilderness. I've actually never done this before, but the XP rate is supposed to be between 200 to 300k an hour. So hopefully, if we don't see too many PKers, this could be done pretty quick. Unfortunately, this is going to be the case fairly often, I would assume. At least we got 13k thieving experience before I got killed, but in the high time when there's a lot of people online, which unfortunately is right now, doing this method might be pretty harsh. Finally got some undisturbed thieving time, and the XP rate here is kind of crazy. I'm up to almost 300,000 XP an hour, and comparing that to agility and fishing that I was trading, this is such a breeze of a skill to train. Yo, what is going on here, man? What am I witnessing? I look so cursed. The last chest before 89 thieving, and I haven't really seen too many PKers lately, which has given me some nice XP rates. PKers have definitely ramped up a bit, but I'm also playing at peak times, but that is 90 thieving. And it took me roughly 5 hours to finish the thieving grind. This is going to be the last one, and I did actually end up getting PK'd a lot, but that is 91 thieving, but I kind of just used the PKers as a banking method. I didn't really care too much about the loot I was getting here, as I only wanted the experience, so when I died, I just restocked on restores and went back, and it wasn't too bad. So, we have arrived at pretty much the last grind except for farming, which is just passive, but 77 rune crafting to 86, which is roughly a 40-hour grind. But instead of just training rune crafting right now, I'm going to complete as many achievement diaries as I possibly can and then use the XP lamps on rune crafting to reduce the time I have to grind it. So let's complete some diaries. I've also set up a rune crafting tracker at the top here to see how much experience we're going to be getting from completing all these diaries. Ardoin Elite diary completed, and every elite diary is 50,000 rune crafting experience. You know, I was planning on running through a bunch of these just rapid fire, but it seems like for the Kandarin diary, I need to get rank 5 in every single role in a Barbarian Assault. And as I alluded to earlier, we do also need a fighter torso. So I guess we are going to just get deep into Barbarian Assault and get all of it done. If you've never done Barbarian Assault, let me just very briefly explain it. The minigame is played with 5 players, at least 1 collector, 1 attacker, 1 defender and 1 healer, but usually you have maybe 2 healers or 2 attackers. Each role has specific NPCs you have to deal with, and when they're all defeated, you proceed until the next wave. And you have to complete 9 waves and then finally fight a boss at the end. I did pretty much all of my runs with complete randoms, but it was nice to actually do a run with some very experienced players, so shout out to all of these people on screen, they helped me out a lot. One strategy I learned is that you only need 1 Omega egg to literally just one-tap the boss, because if you all click the same time, it shoots from every single individual person, even if you only have 1 egg. In most groups, you end up collecting like 5 eggs to kill the final boss, and it takes a while. And coincidentally, that is the final penance queen I needed for rank 5 in every single role, which took me, I would say, roughly around 10 hours to get. Now, the only thing we still miss is the penance torso. Finally, I can leave. I'm free of Barbarian Assault. I think that was the last one. Please let it be the last one. I think I calculated everything correctly. Yes, that is... Dude, 1 defender point above what I needed. Thank God. Fighter torso is now achieved. It took a while, like 300 days played until I got this item, but we finally have it. We can complete that master step when I get it. From one diary grind to another, but this one is a lot quicker though. We are going to try to finish off the last of fletching and do 1000 chompy kills. Now, I already have some kills. Let's go ahead and see how many. 555, so I actually only need to get 445, and I think we should be getting a roughly 200 an hour, so yeah, 2.5 hour grind, finish off the fletching in the meantime, should be good. Finally, my wrist can rest. This is the last of the fletching. Let's see, 90 fletching achieved, a very nice and even level to end on as well. And on top of that, I have still been doing my farm runs. We have it 88 farming. So skill-wise, the only thing we're missing is now rune crafting. I think that is the last chompy. Let's have a look. Yep, 1000. Compared to Barbarian Assault, this was honestly so nice. And it feels so damn good to never have to go back to Barbarian Assault. Until I need a pet. And of course, we are going to be collecting a bunch of these hats. I don't know if there's going to be any collection log slots for these as well. Yeah, there is. Okay, a decent amount of them, but that is it. The Elite Diary of Western Provinces has been completed. But I guess it's time to speedrun through some diary completions. Desert Elite completed. Kurend completed. La Mauritania completed. El Varroco completed. Okay, hold on. I've done some mage training arena, like 4 hours of this. We are unlocking Bones to Peaches for the Hard Lumbridge Diary. And there we go, that is the Lumbridge Hard completed, and sadly, we cannot do the Elite one because it does require the quest cape. But for now, everything that we're missing is just runecraft leveling. But we ended up saving 8 hours by getting 400,000 runecrafting experience from the diaries, meaning we only need to spend 32 hours in the Guardians of the Rift minigame. I know that there's faster methods of training runecrafting, but I do need a colossal pouch anyway, so I'm just going to stay here. It's more relaxing, and hopefully we can just get it done. First level obtained in the Guardians of the Rift minigame, 80 completed, 6 more levels to go, and when he stomps, that is 81 runecrafting. 82, 83, we're now over 1 million runecrafting experience gained. And 84. Definitely feeling ready to leave, but 85 runecrafting, roughly 4.5 hours left to go, and we're done. This is going to be the last one, and we actually ended up getting absolutely nothing. I never even got the Abyssal Needle to make the Colossal Pouch. That is unfortunate, but we are finally done with all the skilling. And here we are, finally, with 2 million runecrafting experience gained in just this one video, and obviously a bunch of other skills as well. We're also going to get some more agility experience, because I honestly hate leveling that skill. But that is it. That is every single diary completed that I can actually currently complete. And of course, the Lumbridge and Draenor diary does stick out like a sore thumb, but when I do hit 100k subs, we are going to complete that as well, as long as Sheep Shearer. So, you know, you just subscribe. Sub. Next up, we are going to finish off every single clue stash you can possibly have in the game. If you head over to Watson on Seiya and click on this notice board, you can actually go through which ones you have completed and which ones you have not. I've pretty much done all of the beginner, easy, medium, and hard ones, but the elite and master I've barely touched. So let's head over to the bank and see what items we're going to be needing to complete all of the stashes I'm missing. And this is it. This is all the items that was simply laying around in my bank before that I was using for all the different master clue steps, and it's worth 79.5 million GP. So let's start building. Now, I'm sure there's some of you guys who have no idea what these elite stashes are. Well, there is an elite clue step right here where I'm standing, and that's why there's an elite stash here where you need two specific items, the dragon spear and the red dragon hide legs. So instead of having to bring them from your bank every time, you can just stash them in here and take them out when you need to do the clue step. $79 million GP down the drain later. That should be the last one. And now, if we have a quick look at the notice board, going through all of them, they are now completed. So, with the fighter torso, we have every single master clue step done. And on top of that, we now have every single stash done. So doing clue scrolls from now on is going to be such a breeze. Okay, listen, I know we've done a lot of skilling already, but something's been bugging me for a very long time, and that is the fact that I have a 93 prayer, and when doing a lot of PVMing, having a higher prayer level is essential as it increases the restore amount you get back when using super restore potions. And we are going to fast track this because I bought 5,500 superior dragon bones for 130 million GP, and we're going to be using it on the wilderness chaos altar, so there is a risk of losing some GP by getting PK'd, which is why I'm using the Din's Bulwark with Black Dragonhide to hopefully live long enough to at least use my bones before I die. Now, the reason to why the Wilderness Altar is so special is because it has a 50% chance to actually save your bone. And additional to that, there's a monk outside. You can pay 50 coins per bone to unnote them, so as long as you have noted bones, you can stay here forever. Obviously, bringing too many is risky, and I'm already risking roughly 3 million GP bringing 100 noted, but if there's not too many PKers, I might ramp that up a bit. The XP is kind of unparalleled though. I've been doing this for only 2 runs so far, got 315,000 experience and 1.4 million an hour. So we can be done with 99 prayer in less than 4 hours. Always nice for the first level of the grind. 94 prayer. 95. And we have the first PK actually getting me down after 1.8 million prayer experience, and we only lost 50 bones. But that is 96 prayer. Flip those numbers around for a nice one. Definitely getting closer now. 97 prayer. These levels are just flying by. Now, this prayer level is a very special. 98 prayer, 1 level from 99, but additional to that, 126 combat level. I am finally actually max combat level on this account. So that took me roughly 4.5 hours to do. I did get PK'd a couple of times. I lost 300 bones, I believe, and I had to buy some extra. So it's actually like 150 million GP grind. But that is done. 99 prayer has been achieved. And all that for my restore potions to just restore 1 extra prayer point. But it's nice to have completely maxed combat, and in the long run, it's going to be super beneficial for bossing. You know, I was going to end the video right there, but then Jagex decided to release Varlamore The Final Dawn, which came with 3 quests, and the main one, The Final Dawn, I actually did live on stream, so that is already completed. But that still leaves me with 2 quests, Scrambled and Shadows of Custodia. So I guess let's finish off the video with those. You know, in the Scrambled quest, I'm supposed to be killing monsters that are defending their own eggs, but as far as I know, I don't think jaguars in real life, at least, lay eggs. Maybe they do in Gielinor, though. One of the weirdest quests I've done in a long time, but that is Scrambled completed. And that should be the second quest, Shadow of Custodia, completed, and this actually unlocks new creatures as well, the Stalker's Den. Let's go and have a look at that. So there are 3 different versions, level 93, level 117, and 142. And these guys drop the Antler Guard, which I will probably do an on-drop rate for in the future, but that is for another time. But that is going to be it for this video. We actually overall managed to get 50 levels in this video, not just 42, because we also got the prayer levels, and I ended up doing a couple more farm runs after even finishing off the 88 farming. And honestly, it's been a blast doing new things in the game that I haven't really done before, and actually for once, skilling a bit. But thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.